JC Cooley. It's the Cooley Show. It's your life. Are y'all ready for the Dr. JC Cooley Show? It's your life. That's right. It's your life with Dr. JC Cooley. Let's go. It's the Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. JC Cooley. All right.
Dr. Renee Street Toppin, founder of Black Women Who Want More. At Black Women Who Want More, we are proud listeners and dedicated fans of It's Your Life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Are you ready for more out of your life? Join us at Black Women Who Want More Academy, where women of color boldly pursue excellence as public speakers, authors, leaders, and entrepreneurs. This is your life. This is your moment. Today is the day you begin the journey toward your dreams at bwwmacademy.com. Well, welcome to It's Your Life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. My name is Dr. Renee Street Toppin. They call me Coach Rose. I am the founder of Black Women Who Want More, and I am sitting in for the next couple of days for Dr. Cooley. And if you don't know why, oh my goodness, he is being installed on his way as we speak to Ghana to be installed as one of the newest kings, King Anaful Kitu. We want to make sure we say that right. But I want you to get excited. I know when he comes back, he is going to have all of the details for us. But in the meantime, I'm going to hold it down with my driver, Dr. Millicent Driver, the executive producer of the show for the next 2 weeks. So we have some great shows lined up for you. And we're going to get started today with a very, very special guest. This guest is so special, one, because she is my childhood friend. We grew up in the faith together at Ebenezer Seventh-day Adventist Church in Philadelphia. Yes, West Philadelphia, born and raised. So I am so happy to have her on the show today. She is going to talk to you today about being a powerhouse mom. And so let me give you all of her credentials. She is a very credentialed, very well traveled, very well educated, and she does what she does very, 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 very well. So I am privileged and honored to have Dr. Lisa Leveque here today, and give me a moment to let me give you some background. You're not going to want to miss this. Tag your friends. I don't know what platform we are streaming on. We are on over 86 platforms. And so I want you to invite some friends, invite some guests, invite some powerhouse moms, some moms who may be balancing career and going back to school and balancing children. And so we have an expert in that area for you today. Okay. And we look forward to spending this entire week with you on behalf of the incredible Dr. James J.C. Cooley, His Royal Highness Aniful Kitu. And so we're going to show you some commercials about that. So stay tuned, and we're going to miss him, but we're going to hold it down while he's gone. Listen, our special guest today is Dr. Lisa Leveque. Dr. Lisa Leveque is a distinguished educator, nonprofit executive, and cultural leader. She serves as founder and director of FocusFamilyCommunity.org. It is an organization dedicated to strengthening families and advancing community resilience through education, advocacy, and strategic programming. She is also the founder and chief executive officer of Education, Leadership, Entertainment, Communications Technology. The acronym is ELECT, a multidisciplinary enterprise that advances education, leadership, development, media, and innovation. A former world-traveled lyric soprano, she built an early career in music that shaped her global perspective, discipline, and ability to communicate across cultures. She earned a Bachelor's of Music from Temple University, and this musical background continues to inform her leadership philosophy, emphasizing creativity, collaboration, and high performance. Dr. Leveque pursued advanced training in educational administration and organizational leadership. She holds a Master's of Educational Leadership and Management from California State University, and later earned a PhD in Human Services with a specialization in nonprofit management and leadership, thus equipping her with advanced analytical, strategic, and governance competencies to lead mission-driven organizations at scale. Dr. Leveque is widely respected for her ability to integrate academic expression, creative expression, academic achievement, and character development, preparing students not only for academic success, but for meaningful participation in society. As a nonprofit and executive leader, she has advanced initiatives that bridge education, leadership development, family engagement, and community empowerment. Her work consistently emphasizes sustainable impact, ethical leadership, and cross-sector collaboration. Dr. Lisa Leveque is also an author and thought leader on women's leadership, work-life integration, and family-centered success. Her forthcoming, anticipated, best-selling book, Powerhouse Moms: How to Be a Great Mom and Successful in the Workplace. It's scheduled for release of spring of 2026. It draws on her professional experience, academic research, and lived insight to offer a practical, empowering framework for women navigating leadership and motherhood. Across every chapter of her career, Dr. Lisa Leveque has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to excellence, service, and transformational leadership. Her work continues to shape educational practice, strengthen families, and inspire communities through vision, discipline, and purpose-driven action. Can we get a drum roll, please? Leveque. Yes, bring her on up, if you will, my driver, the incomparable. Yes. Welcome.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I am so happy to have you here today. Now, I've known you since we were about 7 years old, or I was 7 and you were 12, but I have known you.
No, you did not just do that.
No, we were both, we were 7 and 7.5, and we grew up in church together, but just reading your bio, I just learned so much about you. A very, very impressive road you've traveled, and we cannot wait to hear all about it today. So we're going to jump right in. I have a book of questions for you, and I'm sure we won't get to all of them. So we're just going to take the highlights of your life at which you have achieved some phenomenal success. If you're listening, ladies, we would love for you to ask questions. Dr. Lisa Leveque is going to be doing some things with her nonprofit experience with us, helping us here at Black Women Who Want More, and also contributing to the James J.C. Cooley Foundation with her expertise and being on our Ghana team. We put together a Ghana team, and Lisa is part of that because we want to assist and support the J.C. Cooley, Dr. James J.C. Cooley Foundation options and opportunities. And so we're really excited about that as well. Okay, Lisa. So the first question it's going to be an open-ended question. Tell us about yourself. And I know there is so much to tell, and we cannot wait to get into it.
Okay, do I need to do it really fast? Okay, so hi, thanks for having me here. I'm really excited, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. As you know, I've been singing all my life. We started that in church, and I started school as a biology major. My dad said, "Babe, you're never happier than when you're doing that music." So I switched and became a musician full time. Went to Temple University. When I came to California, I auditioned for a group that was a world travel group. So I sang with the Auburn McNeil Jubilee Singers. I sang with the Los Angeles Master Chorale. Was able to do lots of big things with that. And you even asked lyric soprano, I'm that high soprano with those whistle tones and all that. But a lot of things changed for me because I had a vocal injury. And my mom, who made me make sure I finished school, because, we had those parents that said, do better than us. Yeah. So I finished college before I came to California. And when I had that vocal injury, I was able to go full time into the classroom because I had been doing it part time. And so I've actually, what you may not know is I've had 3 vocal surgeries and now have a prosthetic in that cord so I can even speak. And so it's been quite a journey. But then marrying, having my son in the first year of my master's program, and my husband was very supportive with that, because even though he has a doctorate and knew what I was going through, he would say, I've got the boy. And I wrote every paper, did all my own research, from my master's and then on to my doctoral program. In fact, we're here in a sanctuary in my house. They called it the sanctuary because it was my space where I could do my writing. So then I've been a teacher, but now that my son is 20 years old, has graduated with his bachelor's, and doesn't need me like that anymore. So now I'm able to do more of helping moms become the powerhouse that they need, that they know they can be.
Awesome. I want to ask you a question about your dreams. And since I've known you at Ebenezer Seventh-day Adventist Church in the heart of South Philadelphia, it's where we grew up. I've known you to be a singer. I've known you singing. We sang together. You sang, I Made Sounds, in the treble choir. We were in a choir together, and I've just known you and Joya Foster to be the singers in the church. And that was your dream. Tell me how you made the pivot from living your dream to falling back, if that's the term you would use, I'm not sure, into teaching. How do you handle that? Because that's actually the next question. It's like, tell us how you went from traveling the world as a professional lyric soprano to becoming a wife, a teacher, and a mom. Like, was that a step back from your dream?
Well, It was it was a difference. It was a big change, and it was drastic because of the vocal. And no, I didn't get an injury because I sang too much or anything. There was actually a growth on my thyroid that pinched the recurrent laryngeal nerve that moves the vocal cords. So it was paralyzed, and I could not sing at all. I had to have therapy to learn how to speak again. But in the meantime, I had been a teacher. I started teaching, and I would take a leave of absence and go to Europe and sing for 3 or 4 months, or go to Japan and sing. But then once I had the injury, I couldn't trust the voice anymore because it wasn't there. And those high notes that people hired me for were gone. And I know later, when I had one of those church moms say, "You should be praising Jesus. He's doing great things for you." And I'd look at her and just cry because I didn't see the greatness that he had coming for me. I just knew he was changing my life. And I pivoted full time into teaching, which is where I met my husband because he was my administrator at the time. And as he said, he was the boss, and now I am. But so that's how we did that pivot, and speaking to him and saying, I want to be a mom. And he said, I'd be honored to be the father of your children. So then 4 years after we got married, we dated for 5 months, married. 4 years later, bouncing baby little Grayson. And it was quite a transition. But I can't say they were ever dreams because my voice was always just such a gift, and it was just what I knew. I never thought about it, dreaming to taking me around the world. Those were things that just happened. But everything that I've done since then to be wife and mom has been work and has been a commitment and an honor to do so.
Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome because it seemed like you transitioned with gratitude and not disappointment.
No.
And that's powerful when we can transition with gratitude and be grateful because you had the education to fall back on, you had the teaching, you had the degrees, and you were well equipped for whatever God called you to. So that is amazing. We want to come back and we want to hear more about your story and the authenticity of your story and the heartfelt part of your story that you're sharing with us. We so appreciate you giving us an insight into who you are beyond the resume and beyond the titles, because you've done so much. And so the women and the men are going to be on pins and needles to hear what comes next. We're going to take a break right now, and we're going to come back with the It's Your Life, Dr. James J.C. Cooley Show. I'm your guest host, Dr. Renee Street Toppin of Black Women Who Want More. Don't you dare go anywhere. It's your life. And Dr. Lisa is going to tell you how to live it well as a powerhouse mom.
Hello, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, Love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do. If you can see it here, you can do it. You might not be able to see it with the physical eyes, but if you can see it here, you can do it. Don't let anyone tell you that you cannot do it. You all are the future leaders of tomorrow. I am a leader. I am a senior. I will be one of the leaders of this world. So, if you know yourself, and if you love yourself, you got the confidence, you can share yourself, you can be who you are. It doesn't matter if you short, tall, fat, big, whatever, black, white, pink, gold, purple. It doesn't matter. You step up with confidence. You are a masterpiece. You are leaders.
Well, welcome back to the Dr. James J.C. Cooley Show. It's your life. My name is Dr. Renee Street Toppin, and I am sitting in for His Royal Highness. Yes, you heard me. His Royal Highness, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, is in the process of being installed as one of the newest kings of Ghana, and we are honored to be here holding it down. Myself with my driver, executive producer, Dr. Millicent Driver, handling the controls. And so we have a special guest every single day this week. And our first special guest, and she agreed to be our first guest, right, on the first show that we are hosting for Dr. James J.C. Cooley, the It's Your Life show. And he will be back. So keep tuning in. He will be back to share the excitement of his coronation with his listening audience. But in the meantime, we're here and we're holding it down with Dr. Lisa Leveque. Dr. Lisa Leveque. If you are, yes, give me that drum roll. Give me that drum roll. Yes. And so we are excited to have Dr. Lisa Leveque here with us today, my childhood friend. So proud of her. She is talking about how to be a powerhouse mom, how to balance career. We're talking about high achieving women, those with the PhDs, the advanced degrees, those that have the families and then went back for the law degree and went back for the medical degree. And we're talking about how to balance that. If you are listening right now and you are a high achieving woman, or if you are a woman that's just handling a lot right now, you're going back to school, you're in nursing school, but you already have 3 children and you're married. Listen, you can do all things through Christ. Yes. You can do all things through Christ. And Dr. Lisa Leveque is living proof of that. And she was telling us about some of her trials and obstacles, her dream of being a soprano. She was a soprano, a lyric soprano, traveling all over the world. And also, which you don't know, which I didn't see in this particular bio, is that she is certified to teach every instrument that's played in the orchestra. She can teach. So she is very well versed in music, but she had that background education with the PhD, with the master's, and with the bachelor's degree in music from Temple University. So we're going to continue on with Dr. Lisa Leveque. Dr. Lisa, my next question for you is, on the path to success, getting to where you are now, were there any regrets? Is there anything that you would do differently?
I guess the only regret, I would have started sooner. That's it. That would have just given me a little bit more time. That's a short answer. If I just started sooner.
Okay, you would have started what sooner? Your
Um, Started with having children, starting with all my continuing my education, because I'm one of those people, I get bored and I go back to school. So, and my family is begging me not to get bored again. But but that's the only thing I would have done, because it would have just given me more time to do everything that I've done. And that's the short answer.
Okay. All right. Okay, so my next question is, since you made that one short, what would you say to the young mom pursuing at this time? There's a young mom listening and she just went back to nursing school, or she decided to go back to law school at 38, and she has a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old. What would you say to the young mom pursuing her master's, working, married, who feels guilty prioritizing her career and education?
Well, I can say this. I didn't have the feeling of guilt, because once I became a mom, that was my priority. Because you can't make the decision that, oh, I have kids and I'm going to prioritize my kid because my career. You really can have it all. You just can't have it all at once. So for me, once I became mom, that was my priority. It was all about Grayson. Everything I did, every trip that I took, everything, even my choice on which program I was going to go to. I went to one program at UCLA, and they're like, no, you can't even have a job while you're in this program. You have to prioritize this program. So I found a program online to do my doctorate so that I could be at home here in this room when my family needed me. When I heard, Mommy, I was able to go. I didn't have to get a phone call about it. And so many women, they don't recognize that the balance really is first, foremost, your family, your children, because they didn't ask to be born. So once you get them here, you have to put them first. And even my vacations, that self-care that people talk about. Well, I really like Disneyland a lot. So I bought passes for the whole family. And we would go to Disneyland, and I had a little iPad mini. I would stand outside outside the ride and do my research and everything while the family went through, because that could take an hour. And then when they got back to where I was, I'd close up my research, jump in the line, and ride the rides. So I was there in the midst. I never had to miss any of the things that my son did. Even when he's a black belt in Florida, I would be in the car sometimes working on my paper, plugged in, typing, and then I would go in so I'd be there for him when it was time for his class to get up and test, because that was my priority. I never worried about being teacher of the year. And I had to tell the teacher that. I said, I'm working on maintaining my mom of the year status, because there was a time my son was studying astrophysics, and we went to Florida, and I took him to Cape Canaveral to the Kennedy Space Center, and I arranged for him to have lunch with an astronaut. Oh, mom of the year, because that was important to him, and his success was important to me. So you may not be the partner, you may not be teacher of the year. That will come. Just like I'm doing these things now. Now that my son is graduated from college, I have time to reclaim myself and go back and do all the things I didn't finish.
So it sounds like you found that balance where you never put your goals or your dreams or your desires ahead of being a mother, and you found that balance where he always came first.
Always. There were times like somebody asked me about one of the things that I had to give up, my sacrifice. My biggest sacrifice was sleep. And we would fly to the East Coast because, there's a 3-hour difference. I never allowed my mind to change time zones. And we would run Disney or Universal or wherever all day long. Excuse me. And by 11 o'clock at night, I'd make sure my son was settled and he'd go to sleep. But in my mind, it was still 8. So I was able to work on my dissertation from 8 to 11 or 12 in my mind, even though there it was now 2 a.m. And I'd go to sleep. And when everybody else was starting to wake up at 7, because I only sleep 4 to 6 hours anyway, we'd be at Disney at 10 o'clock because I was ready to go. And so, yes, you can do it all, but in increments.
We have a question here from Sandra Sanson. She said, what support systems can single mothers who are obligated to work to provide for their children and lack the option to stay at home utilize?
One of the biggest things that I found in my organization is to give people an opportunity to build their village. Your village is so important, and sometimes it can just be your family. But like in my instance, my husband and I, we live far away from family. So finding friends and people that you can trust. And that is the difficult part, because I know for me, it was difficult releasing and admitting that I needed help and releasing that control. Finding the people that you can trust and finding organizations, after school programs. There are things available to you in your city that you can investigate and find that are available to help you with your family. Just to give your children those things to do so that you're not doing it on your own.
And that's a great question we got from Coach San, because as the founder of Black Women Who Want More, the statistics show that 70% of Black women are head of household, and now 72 to 75% of Black children are being born out of wedlock, which is a whole nother conversation. And so while they don't have the support the man in the home, may not have support of even, in-laws or even the father of the child, that side of the family, it is important to build a village and to find a village. And the best place is church. I would say having a church home, having a church family, and having those people that have the values, surrounding yourself with the people who have the values that you want to instill in your children. Surrounding yourself with, people who will instill the value of education in your child. And what Dr. James J.C. Cooley is doing with these scholarships and with his foundation, and what you do with your nonprofit foundation is a great example. And I would say to Coach San that researching these community nonprofits, researching these community centers, researching the village that exists within the community, that's powerful too. Because
there's another thing that you can do also, just making sure you spend that time with your child. Just even when you have to cook dinner, have the child in the kitchen, teaching them how to do things. Because my son, I taught him how to set the table and how to do little things in the kitchen that helped me when it came time to prepare for dinner, because dinner time was family time. And a lot of people forget how important just those basic things. Don't go through McDonald's. Go on in the home and fix that meal with your family. Teach them. I don't know if you remember my mom teaching us how to use a potato peeler to peel potatoes so we could fix things for us to eat. And it's okay to spend time at home and not just worry about utilizing what's outside. You can build from within, and your older children can help you, just like a sous chef would in the kitchen.
Yeah, I remember your mom's dining room table being like a heart of support, and your mom was definitely my village, as your family was my village. And it's because we were of like faith and grew up in the same church. That's the only reason I had your mom. That's the only reason I had a dining room table like your mom's table to go to. My mother worked, my father worked, And your mom was just like always there, like a staple. And so that is very, very important. And for me, and I know for Lisa, because we're childhood friends, that foundation of faith has really, really made a difference when we were young. And having that village and having those aunties that weren't really aunties who were in the church and always there.
Definitely.
Always
Definitely.
there. Well, it's time for us to take a break and hear a word from our sponsors. In case you're confused, you are tuned in to the Dr. James J.C. Cooley It's Your Life show. I'm Dr. Renee Street Toppin, founder of Black Women Who Want More, and I am sitting in for Dr. Cooley for the next 9 days. And we hope you will stay tuned while he is being installed as the next King of Africa. A word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with Dr. Lisa Leveque.
At Viridian Christian University, we believe education is more than just a degree. It's a pathway to a purpose-driven life. Whether you're advancing your career, pursuing a passion, or building a new future, VCU's 100% online programs give you the flexibility to learn on your terms, anywhere, anytime. With expert faculty, personalized mentorship, and a faith-centered approach, you'll gain the skills, knowledge, and leadership you need to make a lasting impact. VCU offers bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees, each designed to empower you for success in today's fast-changing world. Join a global community of believers, learners, and leaders. Ready to start your journey? Viridian Christian University, transforming lives, empowering futures. Visit us at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. That's ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Well, welcome back to the It's Your Life show with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. As most of you know, he is in Africa at this time, being installed as the next King of Africa, His Royal Highness Enoful Kitu. And so we are praying for traveling mercies, and we are so excited about hearing from him when he gets back. But in the meantime, for the next 2 weeks, we hope that you will tune in. I am Dr. Renee Street Toppin, founder of Black Women Who Want More, and I will be hosting the show. Today, we have the pleasure of talking to the author of the upcoming, anticipated bestseller, Powerhouse Moms, Dr. Lisa A. Leveque. And if you just tuned in, she has been sharing with us how she accomplished so much and managed to successfully balance marriage, successfully balance being a mom to her son Grayson, getting him through school, college at the young age of 20, earning a bachelor's degree, while she simultaneously is earning her master's degree and running a nonprofit and doing everything that she does so well. And so she's back. Can we get that hand clap for Dr. Lisa Leveque? And so we're having a great conversation here. We're going to get back to it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask some questions. If you are a high achieving woman, a high powered woman, or a single mom who is pursuing education, higher education, I know a lot of you are pursuing those master's degrees, those nursing degrees, those law degrees, and balancing children at the same time, whether you're single, whether you're married. Dr. Lisa Leveque is here to give you advice. Dr. Lisa, we are so enjoying this conversation. It is so amazing the things that you have accomplished in your perspective. You know, for me, I think Powerhouse Mom, I read your bio and I look at Grayson and everything you've done with Grayson, managed to do with Grayson, all of his hobbies, all of the things that he's done. I got a chance to meet him in New York, and he is everywhere all at once into everything. And you are right there. You are right there with the Legos and with the filmmaking and with some of everything. He is such a well-rounded child. And for me, I think Powerhouse Mom and I think overwhelm. I think, right? But you've handled it so well. And the way that you speak of it, you give a perspective of, no, I handled it, and my son came first, and I never had to decide whether my career was first or my marriage or my son. You had all of your priorities in order, and nobody felt neglected. You did everything that God gave you to do, being a wife, being a mom, being a songstress, being an educator. And you did it with such grace and such poise. Now, when I think Powerhouse Mom, I think, right? What is a Powerhouse Mom in your opinion? How would you describe it?
Powerhouse Mom is a woman who has the ability to recognize first what her family needs. And she's going to put it all in perspective. And she recognizes everything has to get done, but she doesn't have to do it all herself because she can't. It's impossible to do everything yourself. So seeing my son needs to be here. I need to do this with my husband. I have to show up and do these things, and I still need to study. And one more thing about studying, being a lifelong learner, let your children see you read. Let your children see you study. Sit down and work with them. And a Powerhouse Mom is going to do that. She's not going to say, baby, I don't have time for this. No, she's going to make time. And if the child needs a tutor and you can't do it, you're going to find one. So the Powerhouse Mom recognizes what needs to be done, plan your work your plan, and pray the plan works.
Well, then talk to us about time management. What did your typical day look like? Pursuing a doctorate, having a son, having a husband, cooking dinner, having that family time. Talk to us about time management, because that's my thing. My thing is, I have to do this, and now it's too late to do this, and now, I'm pulling a frozen dinner straight to the microwave, and you're watching it in front of the television because right, I'm learning from you, right? My daughter's 24 now. Probably should have called you when she was 16, but it just sounds like you have a really good handle on time management. Talk about how you managed your time to get everything done.
Well, first of all, when I came to in the morning, because, I told you I passed out at night and come to in the morning. When I came to in the morning, first thing I did was go over the agenda, what needed to be done. And I always outline things as must do's and may do's. These are the things that absolutely have to get done today. And these are the things I can approach after these are finished. And you don't touch any of the may do's until the must do's are done. And your must do's, first thing, prioritize whatever your child needs. One thing that I found very interesting, and I realized because you're always on me about doing my lives, one of the things that I found that I do is I lay out the outfits for the week. I'm not necessarily saying this is Monday, this is Tuesday, but lay out how many days, how many outfits you need, put them up. They have those little things you can hang on the back of your door and put them up there. Your children know that's when I get up and get dressed, that's there. Do your meal prep. Take your one day, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, do your shopping, plan your meals. It all comes down to plan your work and work your plan. You plan your meals, you plan your. And one thing about laundry happens every day. You can just do it when you can. Don't stress out over laundry. Get enough things that you can just wash them and you teach your child. I taught my son colors, helping him learn how to sort laundry. He learned colors. He knew at 4 years old what magenta was because he became a part of everything. So time management wasn't about me doing it all. It was saying, come here, baby, you need to learn how to do this. And this is where the fork goes, and this is where the knife goes, and these are the plates. And yes, use real plates with your children. Don't use paper and plastic. They have to learn someday. So just manage it. You can just do it. Don't put them over there by themselves. Have them with you.
Okay.
That's how it works.
So my next question is a little bit personal. My question is this: it has have in the past your husband or son expressed feelings of needing more of you, or were they 100% understanding and supportive? Ever got any complaints? Well, mommy, you need to be, or wife, I need you spend too much time ABC. I used to hear that a lot. You spend too much time. You're always on a live. You're always on a Zoom. You're always on a.
I didn't hear that from my husband at all because my husband had a doctorate when I met him. So going through the master's program and then on to the doctoral program, he knew what I was facing. So I just got support with Grayson from that. So one of the things that helped me was I wasn't doing this all alone. I had that support. And my son came to me one day and said, Mom, you just don't have time for me now that you're always on that computer. I said, and I looked at him, I said, tell me, what have you missed? I'm like, did we go to Disney? Have I sat down and read with you? Do we still sit at the table and have family time every day? Do I still fix you breakfast every day? And he went, yes. I said, so what have you missed? And he went, nothing. I'm like, so therefore follows that you're okay. And I'm doing this. And even times when I study with you and I put down my book because you need help with the problem. So I was able to go back and address that. And honestly, we had this conversation again yesterday because I said, I can't do this podcast unless I hear from you that I did all right. And he stood up in his room and looked around. He said, remember when we got this, we were in New York. And remember when we got this in San Francisco? He said, I have been exposed to so many things because of you. And I had my two computers. The first one was a Toshiba, and I named her Sheba, and she was an appendage. And the next one was Lena, because she was a Lenovo. So I just knew how to take everything. So the guilt was not there because my family saw that whatever they needed, that was going to come later, even if I had to stay up half the night to get it done and then go to work the next day.
Absolutely. And even when you came to New York, when we did the billboard, you were featured on in New York, Grayson was with you, and we did the T-bus, which it what could be more girly than wearing fascinators and going on a T-bus? And he was right there in his Bridgerton attire, and you just embraced, you pulled him into the experience. So I can't imagine him ever having missed anything. If I don't know any 20-year-old young man who would have hung out with a bunch of women on the T-bus all dressed up, but he's so well-rounded. Just kudos to you, and kudos for managing his perspective. When he tried to say who you're on that computer all the time, and you had to manage his perspective instead of receiving the guilt. Whereas me, I would have received the guilt and would have shut down the computer and would have, but you know who you are, you know what you've done, you know what you invested, and you know what you've sacrificed. And you have to remind them sometimes. You have to remind
Yes.
your children, you have to remind your spousal, you have to remind people who pull on you.
I also had to remind him it was 10 o'clock and time for him to be heading upstairs instead of in the sanctuary.
Exactly. Kudos. Bravo. Can we get that hand clap real quick? Get that hand
Wait
clap.
a minute. Let me get to the hand clap. Hold on.
Yes, it's time for a word from our sponsor.
We want the hand
Yes. James JC Cooley. We'll be right back. You do not want to miss the finale. I am Dr. Renee Street Toppin, founder of Black Women Who Want More. At Black Women Who Want More, we are proud listeners and dedicated fans of It's Your Life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Are you ready for more out of your life? Join us at Black Women Who Want More Academy, where women of color boldly pursue excellence as public speakers, authors, leaders, and entrepreneurs. This is your life. This is your moment. Today is the day you begin the journey toward your dreams at bwwmacademy.com. Well, welcome back to the Dr. James J.C. Cooley It's Your Life show. I'm Renee Toppin, sitting in for Dr. Cooley for the next 9 days. We have some great guests lined up for you. Our first guest today, as I'm sitting in for the very first time for Dr. Cooley, is Dr. Lisa Leveque. And we are almost out of time. So I'm going to ask you one quick question. I want you to tell all of the listeners how they can contact you and purchase your book. I know your book is available for pre-sale, The Powerhouse Mom, and I am so excited about where this book is going and what this book is going to do and how many women it is going to help manage the guilt, the time management, being pulled in all different directions, because you have the blueprint, Dr. Lisa. You have a blueprint for raising an exceptional child, the blueprint for a healthy, balanced marriage. I believe it's 25 years coming up. 25 years. And that is so amazing. Please tell our listeners, because we would love to learn from you. I would love to read this book and learn how you did it, because even though you're retired, I know there is another chapter. I know you're not done yet. I know you're not going to sit in a rocking chair with your feet up and sip tea. I know you have a lot more to do in life, starting with the release of this book. How can they order a copy at pre-sale?
All right. I see it going across the bottom. It says Leveque at electfocus.com. That is my business email. And you can email me there and request a copy. Put your email, make sure I have your email address. And once it's released, we will be able to contact you and let you know, here it is.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I understand you are going to be receiving another doctorate from Viridian Christian University in May.
Yes, I'm getting
a double doctorate, and we look forward to seeing you along with His Royal Highness Aniful Kitu, better known here in the United States as Dr. James J.C. Cooley, who is the Chancellor of Viridian Christian University. And so I am so honored. I will be at that ceremony, and I'll get to see you get hooded, right? I understand you missed your doctorate graduation, your doctoral graduation, because of COVID.
Yes, COVID. After 7 years of studying to get that doctorate, I was literally in school half my son's life, had a brain tumor in the middle of it, just everything that I had to go through, and then COVID hits and no graduation. Really?
Well, on behalf of Dr. Nike and Dr. Tia and the Chancellor, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, we are going to be more than honored to give you that hood and to take pictures and to experience the graduation that COVID took from you, May the 23rd, 2026 in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much, Dr. Lisa, for being here today. You did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal information. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Viridian Christian University, Black Women Who Want More, and Dr. James J.C. Cooley and the J.C. Cooley Foundation's Options and Opportunities. Remember, like Dr. Cooley always says, every single day, it's your life. Be big, think big, dream big, and do big things. Now, you got to promise me you're going to come back tomorrow, because we have another phenomenal guest. Same time, same place, same channel. On behalf of Dr. James J.C. Cooley, I'm Renee Street Toppin, and it's your life. Live it well.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Well, we are back again live, but we are definitely, absolutely ending the show. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, we came back.
We can't get enough. We can't get enough.
It's an